If you don't already know, these four men personify business. These are the historic symbols of modern business. If you look at our capitalist society today, people usually refer to these first four industrialists, so to say, as the fathers of modern day entrepreneurship. You have JP Morgan, who's the founder, the father, essentially, according to many, of banking. He founded JP Morgan, now called JP Morgan Chase. The bank. You have Rockefeller, who was responsible for, at his time, the largest oil empire of his time. You have Henry Ford. Again, everybody knows the strides he made in the automotive world. And you have Carnegie, who some of you might have heard in the name Carnegie Mellon Institute, but he was a big steel mogul at his time. All these people, maybe not Ford, but this is all up to historic debate. All these people were essentially billionaires, right? So they made a lot of money. That's the point. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to tell you one thing that was consistent across all of this that most business owners and entrepreneurs don't have today. It's a basic principle, a formula, actually, an equation that will show you the ins and outs of business. It is literally the foundation of business as a whole. So again, I'm going to expose all of these people, the moguls of business, the original industrialists, and I'm going to give you this one equation. So if you look at these four figures, you will see remnants of one equation throughout all of them. This equation. Now, this equation might look scary for those of you who used to say, oh, why do we need to learn this in school and blah, blah, blah. But for those few of you that recognize this equation, you know that this equation is the equation of exponentiality. It is the exponential equation. Because R here being time, there's a lot of other factors, but the main importance of this is the fact that the X factor, or the variable X, is leveraged. In our words, everything here does not multiply by X, it is raised to the power of X. And just to exhibit some important concepts that relate to this equation, firstly, one very important concept is compounding interest. If you've ever seen an exponential graph, which I will show you soon, you'll see that the power of compounding personifies, especially when we look at compounding interest. If you look at any sort of savings account or any sort of, as it says here, interest-bearing investment, the interest earned is added to the principal, and over time, the interest itself earns interest. This leads to exponential growth in your investment. This is especially relevant to people that are in real estate or, in investment, private equity. There's a lot of examples that one can give, but nonetheless, it essentially shows you the power of exponential, or the exponential equation in this particular facet of business. You have investments in the stock market, which is, again, a very similar concept to this was, I guess, a little more particular with savings accounts. But again, reinvesting dividends from stocks back into the same stock allows the investor to earn returns on both the original investment and the reinvested dividends. Over time, this can lead to exponential growth in the value of the portfolio. Again, you want things to stack on top of each other, right? Which is a concept we'll explore further. Third thing is customer growth through network effects, right? Social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram grow exponentially as each new user adds value to the network, encouraging more users to join. This also personifies the importance of referrals in any business. This network effect can lead to exponential growth in the user base. Again, if you have one person who refers 2 people on average, those 2 people will then refer 4 people. Those 4 people will then refer 8 people, right? And that, again, is exponential growth. We have viral marketing, same exact thing. When a marketing message or product recommendation is shared by customers with their networks, it can spread very rapidly, leading to exponential growth in awareness or sales. You have revenue growth through reinvestment. If you reinvest the profits of your business, well, it says it right here, a company that reinvests its profits into business expansion, R&D, or marketing can experience exponential revenue growth as these investments generate additional returns, which are then reinvested. Last, and the most important, actually, example that I have here is compound learning and skill development. And this is essentially why I chose to take the example of these four people, is because this is the literal heart of all of the other examples I gave you. Compounding interest, investments in the stock market, customer growth through network effects, viral marketing, revenue growth. All of it is based on this one principle, and that is the compound learning and skill development effect. And let's read this out. In a professional setting, continuously learning and improving skills can lead to exponential growth in expertise and career opportunities. The more skills and knowledge one acquires, the faster they can learn and adapt, leading to accelerated professional growth. This is also known as the concept of skill stacking. When your skills stack on top of each other, although they might not be as valuable individually, once they come together, they create a sort of union that turns you into the ideal business owner, that turns you into the person who's capable of using your skills as leverage to build your business, to grow your business exponentially. Now, here we're introduced to a very interesting caveat, because most business owners think that this is what, especially now, they believe this is what business looks like. And here, of course, the green is business and the blue is whatever you want to call it, the alternative. That which is considered opportunity cost when one pursues the business. The thing is, this is absolutely incorrect. This is absolutely incorrect because although, yes, it actually shows you the amount of disruption that can happen, how a business can definitely outgrow, and you can turn this goals part into revenue. You can turn it into literally anything. It shows, yes, that in business, your revenue has the chance to grow exponentially, but this misunderstanding is the main reason why 99% of businesses fail. There's stats out there, 90% of businesses, fail within 2 years, small business, I don't know. Point is, this fundamental misunderstanding is the reason for why you or me or other entrepreneurs today are not able to achieve the same results as these original industrialists. In reality, this is what the exponential equation is. And I will go ahead and copy this and I will paste this down here. This is very important to understand. The exponential equation is on a much longer time frame than most business owners imagine, especially when taking in the concept of skill stacking. It takes a lot of time for your skills to stack on top of each other to actually lead to that disruption. The thing is, most business owners literally subtract, or most prospective business owners, most people starting a business, if you're a drop shipper or an SMMA guy or another person who's trying to look, and I'm not saying those business models don't work, or if you're trying to start a SaaS company, I'm not saying they don't work. I'm saying a lot of people that are in it for the money think business is like this, but they are literally subtracting 80% of the equation. This time frame is not 3 months. This time frame is not 1 month. This time frame may not even be 6 months. Heck, it may not even be a year. It may not even be a decade. It may be 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, 5 decades. The point is, you don't know.